This begins the video walkthrough of 9103 South Highland Avenue, Garfield Heights, Ohio. You can see here the front of the home. Initially, right off the bat, good recommendation here would be to remove or at least cut back the majority of this shrubbery and vegetation, especially with the stucco siding. You do not want moisture to be trapped up against the home. We'll come around the front here. We'll see there's been some repairs made to the front stoop step. It's hard to say really what is going on there, but as you'll see in the report, I did note this broken concrete stair tread there. It's a trip hazard, and really right off the bat we'll see one of the more problematic findings, which will be noted in great detail in the report. But if you can see here on this veneer, the stucco and brick veneer, there's been some settling that has pulled away the brick veneer, and you can see they tried to insulate that. And actually, I'll just come around the side here. You can see some more signs of the settling on the brick. I can see the cracking here, and it chases all the way over to the stoop. So again, just refer to the report. That will definitely be covered in detail. I'm making our way around the side of the home here. You'll see the concrete driveway. There's been some settling, but nothing too major, and they actually have repaired some of the cracks with the type of sealant that I would normally recommend. Coming around to the side of the home and get a look at the chimney that's had some recent brick repairs. The roof itself is a recent installation. The shingles are in really good condition. There is only one layer of shingles present, which is ideal. Same shingles around the garage roof. We'll come here. Another issue I noted with the brick will be noted as another defect. As you can see, the steel lintel above this basement window here has corroded to the point of failure, and it's definitely been repaired in the past, and it should be replaced at this point. Look at the home's porch here. We'll discuss as we go through the basement. There was elevated moisture along the block walls. Nothing really untypical for a home this age, but sealing this crack here is something I always recommend when the driveway meets the foundation. That goes a long way to reducing some of that. There's newer vinyl siding on the home as well. A few smaller issues that you'll see in the report is in this area here, some of the siding is kind of bulged. It's hard to say what's causing that. I believe it's just a minor installation error that needs to be corrected. And then we come along the back of the house. I'll look there. You can see the lot. You might not be able to tell from the video alone, but it does slope towards the house, which is probably contributing to some of the moisture that's collecting along the foundation. And I did want to note the retaining wall here at the rear of the lot. I'm going to recommend that you inquire whose responsibility it is. I believe it's probably the responsibility of the homeowner behind here, but it is in need of some repairs, and it started to fail. As you can see, it's bowing. And then the damage is mostly concentrated right to this middle section here. As I mentioned before, newer shingles on the and siding on the garage. It does have power out here, so we can head in just briefly. Did want to note one issue. You can see here, I think some of the grading behind the garage has sent water into this corner, which has damaged the wall sheathing and also this sill plate here. So it doesn't appear to be negatively affecting the structure at this point, but that's something that I recommend is repaired. And the home does have a automatic garage door opener, which works with some minor damage noted along the bottom here. Really just cosmetic. And that concludes the exterior of the home. I spoke too soon. I just realized I neglected to show you the left side of the home. You can see here. Another thing I should point out is you can see there's been some mortar repairs here. It's overall the home's going to need tuck pointing eventually. It's not an urgent need by any stretch, but there are some areas which will be noted in the report that should be fixed sooner than others, just to prevent water from getting behind the brick. You can see some recent repairs this corner as well. And I did note another one of the minor siding issues is this piece here is pulled away from the home. That should be repaired. Here's a look at the electrical service. And as we head in the basement, we can talk more about that. There's been some nice electrical upgrades performed. Okay, as we enter the front door of the home, we're going to head straight down to the basement and work our way up, which is the order that I inspect things. So you get a quick look at the interior. We'll talk more about that in a few minutes. And as we head down to the basement, the first thing I'd like to speak about is the fact that the walls and slab floor have recently been painted with what's known as dry lock. So obviously there is some residual moisture coming through the blocks. I don't see anything that gives me the impression that it's a wide scale moisture issue. Probably just typical to a block foundation of this type and age, but it is something to note. And I did take moisture readings, which were elevated. More than likely, that issue is probably just something that would need to be managed if you decide to move forward with the property. Look at the home's water main. The majority of the plumbing has been replaced with the PVC. See there, the gas meter. Come around. You did see there is some existing knob and tube wiring, which will be discussed in the report. That's the only few conductors I've seen of it. Again, some of the updated plumbing. The majority of the plumbing stack has been changed out from the original cast iron to PVC. Electrical panel has been upgraded. The home does not have any appliances, neither washer or dryer or kitchen appliances. We'll come here. The hot water tank and furnace are both new installations and free of issues. And as you'll see in the report, I did note these stairs. Although it's just a basement staircase, really the minimum tread depth of a stair should be 10 inches from here to here. These are only 7.5. And I did note the lack of a proper handrail on this portion too, which if you're going to be renting the home out, these are all safety issues, potential liability issues. So some things to think about there. And from here, we'll start the first floor. Okay, so we're just inside the front door at the living room. You can see there's new laminate flooring has been installed. Look here. The home has replacement windows. They're aged at this point. It's hard to say exactly how old. I would say maybe 30 years old. Certainly not original to the home. One general note, as you'll see in the report, is the majority of the windows lack screens. I didn't see them in the basement or garage or anything. And although they all function, a lot of them have a failed seal, which, as you can see here by the cloudiness between the two panes of glass. And that, of course, will be discussed more in the report. Look at that style window. We make our way into the dining room. Nice built-in cabinets with leaded glass, and again we see another example of one of the larger windows with a failed seal there. Walking through, We'll head to the kitchen first. As I mentioned when I was in the basement, here's where the stove will go. And the refrigerator cubby there. As I mentioned, no appliances. Look at the replacement cabinets. Countertops are laminate. You do have ground fault protected outlets, which we like to see, and there is no dishwasher. Come around here to the eat-in area, sort of opposite the porch. These windows are in good condition here. Single pantry. We'll make our way back through the hallway here at the first floor bathroom. See, the plumbing was off when I came. Turned it on, everything had worked. I did not see any issues. Bathtub with ceramic tile surround. And this window too, although it is privacy glass and cloudy by design, it also has a failed seal, which you could see. I don't know if that will show up on the video. And the bottom sash falls when I let it go, which is can damage the window, or it could land on someone's finger. So it's a safety issue. There's a few windows like that, which will be noted in the report. We'll move on here to the first of the 2 bedrooms on this floor, again with the laminate floor. Two windows in this room, single closet. Oh, and I should point out on here, the kitchen has this new vinyl replacement flooring in it. And we'll head into the 2nd bedroom on this level. This was another one of the windows where the bottom sash falls freely when I let it go. Look at the closet. And from here we could head upstairs. Heading up to the 2nd floor of the home. See center hallway with 2 larger rooms. This is the largest of the 2. We have a closet here. So I see signs of probably repairs from past leaks. Tested this with a moisture meter, and it was dry. So I assume things like that are probably what prompted them to replace the roof. Here we come to another window with a failed seal. Traveling on. This is window functions well, but again, this is an example of one that's missing its screen. We can see here they added this ductwork over the years, and there is this electric wall-mounted unit that works, but they did add a supply. There is no return to the furnace throughout the home, which will be noted in the heating system section. But we can come in our first little attic cubby here. You can see the ductwork that's been added. Look at the cast iron plumbing stack in really good condition. This insulation has just been kind of thrown in here. It's hard to say. There are some areas where I'm going to recommend some insulation improvements, but with this wall being fully insulated, it looks like this might have just been extra material that they left in here. And there's a second cubby here. Again, another window with a failed seal. And we'll just come in here. This wall doesn't really need to be insulated because, again, the interior walls are. But really, it should be insulated all the way to the ground. It looks like they just sort of removed it so they could add some wiring. But again, I'm not seeing any of an older style knob and tube here. And actually straight ahead there is an example and over there as well, some of the newer wiring that's been run throughout the home. So there have been nice electrical improvements made. Noted some leaking around the chimney. Again, nothing was wet up there with the moisture meter, and I assume you know, these were some of the issues that prompted them to finally replace the roof. So I think that is all past moisture issues, nothing current. And then we come into the last bedroom here. The original HVAC supply, built-in cabinets, and again another window whose seal was failed. As you can see, we'll see in the report, this is mostly a cosmetic issue, but it does affect the energy efficiency. And again, this window doesn't have any screens. And while we're up here, you can get a look at the garage roof. You see the newer shingles there. And the room has a large closet with the last of the attic cubbies. Again, just another area there where the insulation is pulled away from not only the sidewall there, but also above. So just recommend that that's replaced. You can see a knob from the old knob and tube, which has been removed, again with examples of the newer wiring that's been run. Back out of here. And that concludes our walkthrough.